It's 6:07. This city council meeting is called to order. Go ahead and get the roll call, City Clerk.
Councilmember Carter,
Present.
Councilmember Elliott,
Present.
Councilmember Marroquin,
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Camarena,
I'm present.
Mayor Crancha.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Perfect. Please stand. Councilmember Elliott, will you please do the invocation, please?
Yes. Shall we pray? Once again, our God and our Father, we're so thankful to you for the ways you bless us and help us. We live in the best country in the world. Yes, we have problems, but so much better than so many others and throughout the world. We pray for help in making good decisions, Father, for our community, all of our community. And we pray for your hand of blessing, Father, on this city, but also on this meeting to be able to do that as best we can. Pray this in Christ's name. Amen.
Councilmember Cameron, will you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yes. Hand over your heart, begin. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
City Attorney, is there anything to report out from closed session?
No, there were no reportable actions.
Thank you. The City Council welcomes your input. At this time, members of the public may address the City Council on any matters not listed in the posted agenda pursuant to the Brown Act. No action will be taken on any issue brought forth under public comments. We ask that you please complete a speaker slip and submit to the city clerk at the start of the meeting. Although you're not required to identify yourself, the information on the speaker's slip will assist the mayor at all persons wishing to address the council will be recognized. City clerk is preparing the city council minutes. Unless the mayor extends your time, there will be a 3-minute limit for each public presentation. Any information provided on the speaker slip is voluntarily and will be public record. I have 2 speaker slips here, City Clerk. Is there any others? Okay. If I may ask Mr. Peter Rodriguez to step up.
Good evening, members of the council and members of the audience. This past Friday, you guys had your goal setting. I observed it. Thank you, Mayor, for your comments. It was a rough start, but thank you for the leadership that you provided to get the goal setting project going forward. I appreciate your comments. My observations ever, and I just spoke with Councilman Elliott about his comments before the meeting, and we're on board on that. I agree. I heard Councilwoman Montague's comments with the homeless and how you explain it's in a city, but it's very relevant in IED. And I agree, they're there. So they're always on their territory for some reason. And they migrate. At the colder weather, they have their checks. They go into hotels, and then when it's sunny like it's been recently, they're out and about. And that's just the way of their lifestyle. People have better, I see them in Vaughn, then they'll buy groceries, put out their debit card, they have food stamps or other card, and that's how they purchase. And that's how they survive. And I will address Councilwoman Scarmadena's comments about the mental health people. I did 7 years, 5150, getting up at 2 in the morning, seeing people that committed suicide, attempted, whether it's wrist, pills, or sometimes knives, or sometimes grazing gunshot wounds. It's a difficult population, but it's really sad when you have to do CPS reports or adult protective service reports. It's not always the client. There's people behind those behaviors at home or their abuse there. I did also 8 years of the hardest thing to do with the LPS concerns of taking mental health clients to court and get them court ordered and put them in actual facilities for mandatory treatment, court ordered. And that was my probably best rewarding job, because if you don't, those people will still be nuisance to our community. All the interventions were tried, nothing worked. And so you have two choices. They're gonna go either to jail or prison, or they're gonna go to our system. And I prefer to actually, let's get some assistance. Some don't belong in the system of prison and jail. It's my personal opinion, and they prosper better there. They don't come back. If you want to know the outcome, they don't want to be here anymore. They're safe where they're at. And I will address Councilman Carter about your grocery store. I grew up in Brawley, and Brawley had one time when I was a kid, 3 major grocery chains, 15 small mom and pop stores. The climate has changed. Brawley just has now Walmart and Vons. And that's just the way it goes. The mom and pop stores died out. There might be 3 or 4. But if you want something in that area, you have to look into the, is it zoned for that? Or what do corporate want? Because corporate controls everything. And as we see now, as we shop, and as our economy is what it is, you got to stay in your lanes and know what's going on. But that's my comments. And thank you for your leadership. Thank you.
Thank you. A hard time. Mr. Ramon Chavia? Chavoya. Sorry about that, sir.
Good evening, council members. My name is Ramon Chaboya, and I'm here today to address the actions of ICE and the silence surrounding them. As you know, recently ICE detained a mother of 4 in Sealy, and yet there has been no response from this council. This silence is even more alarming, considering that one of you, Claudia, you posted that your silence and non-voting mentality will keep your city enslaved. So it's crazy to me how we can hear such strong words about one issue and you remain silent on injustices inflicted by ICE on our own neighbors. And you, Marty Elliott, you're so vocal about being anti-choice and pro-birth that it's important to point out the hypocrisy in you not speaking out against the harm caused to fellow immigrants. In your prayer just now, Marty, you said, "We pray for health and for making good decisions in all our community." So why don't you put in the same effort into fighting and protecting people from ICE as you do on fighting against abortion? This inconsistency undermines the principles of justice and compassion that we should uphold. And just because I didn't call out everybody on the board today, that doesn't mean that I don't urge all of you to reflect on these contradictions and to break the silence on this very real issue that is affecting real people. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that comment. Consent agendas, items 1 and 2, we are going to poll item 2, my understanding. City Clerk, that's correct?
Yes.
So we will be pulling that for and putting it into new business. So I would be looking for entertainment or a motion to pass the consent agenda.
So I move that we pass the consent agenda, item number 1.
A second?
Motion passes 5-0.
We'll go ahead and go to that item to adopt resolution for city council in regards to the professional service agreement with CR Associates for on-call civil engineering general services. Abraham?
Hi, yes, good evening, Honorable Mayor and council members. Item number 2 before you, it's an on-call agreement over the last couple of meetings, you have seen a series of these on-call agreements. These agreements are agreements with consultants, varying from general service for water and sewer systems, as well as construction management and later to come architectural services. These agreements form the structure and the framework on how we get projects delivered. As we're driving around the city, we see cones everywhere, construction everywhere, movement everywhere, all these positive projects happening. It doesn't happen by just ourselves, staff. We do rely on our extended network and of consultants to help us out. It takes a village to get anything done. And this is one of those consultants. The on-calls are structured over a number of years, 2 to 3, with extensions of up to 5 years generally. And the total value that we award is up to $1 million per contract. It doesn't mean that we're approving any funding tonight. It means that as projects get developed, or we have a new request from the community and say we want to advance a certain project, or we have a need to advance a project, we have this tool in our tool chest to be able to award that contract, provide design services, a feasibility study, and get that project moving forward without going through a full cumbersome RFP process. This would allow consultants that have been pre-approved throughout this request for proposal, which consultants interview, get ranked, and get awarded contracts. It's a public contract and a public request for proposals, and that's how we have this list of consultants. It's not a specific award. It's not a commitment on budget at this point. As projects get brought forward, we would be discussing in the budget cycle what projects get awarded funding and which ones do not. Do you have any questions on the approval of this contract? This is for Shen Ryan and Associates. And one project, for example, that's coming up that on the previous on-call list is the La Brochure Avenue extension, which will widen between City of Imperial and Walmart. There's a bottleneck to 2 lanes in that area. They just completed that work for the design services under the previous on-call that we had with the city. Any questions?
Is there a limit, Abraham? Just one of the questions that you go up to so much that you can contract out without having to go before the city, or is there a process? What's the process for the amount or the limit?
Definitely. So we do not have at a staff level the approval to issue a contract all the way to the $1 million. The contract is set up to be at a blank 200 or 250,000. I can get back to you with that number. But anything above that number needs to come back to council for approval.
Thank you.
Anything, if it's below, if it handles our normal purchasing procedures, and either the finance director or with the approval of the city manager can issue individual task orders for that smaller amount, assuming the budget is already allocated.
It's already budgeted.
Assuming it's
Yes.
already budgeted.
Thank
yes.
you. Thank you, Abraham. I just wanted everybody to know it's like a blank check, $1 million blank check that's
Absolutely
out
not.
there. I know it's not, but unless you have this big packet, you wouldn't know really what's going on. So I just wanted to hear you say that. Thank you so
I
much.
appreciate it very much. Thank you.
So we need a
just,
motion and a second. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Oh, no.
Go ahead, I'm so sorry. You can
No, it's
ask
okay.
questions.
No, it's okay.
Oh, no, any questions? All right, we would need a motion to
Oh.
accept.
I will motion to
You have a
accept.
motion?
Second.
You have a second?
Motion passes 5-0.
Very good. Moving on to item 3, discussion of any necessary action regarding consideration of a contract with Milo Janitorial Services in the amount of $207,024 for janitorial maintenance for the El Centro Public Facilities. Adriana Nava.
Hello, Honorable Mayor and Council. Today's discussion is regarding the janitorial services agreement, and our recommendation is Milo. Milo is a local company from El Centro, and the owners are here today. I did invite them. You may recall the last time they were via Zoom, but they are here in person if there are any questions for them. But you may recall last time I had spoken about what was in the RFP. This last time around, we made some changes. In that scope of work, we had not included the library. And so it's the library and the library branch. And so in order to achieve economies of scale, we also included the library as the facilities. So this contract includes the community center, the adult center, the old post office pavilion, the library, and then the police department. I think one of the questions last time was, aren't we going to have janitors at some of these locations? And while we do, some of the work that's needed is why we need additional janitorial is because of the size of the facilities. And for example, at the police department, it's a 24-hour operation. And so with COVID, we learned about the importance of hygiene, keeping everything sanitized, not just cleaned, in order to ensure we protect the workforce. And so as it relates to the police station, the janitor, two janitors that will be on site will be taking care of the more private areas, and they would be doing the public facing areas. So that includes restrooms, lobbies, and then the locker rooms and the gym in the large facility. But private employees, employee areas will be completed by in-house staff. As it relates to procurement, we did follow the city's purchasing and contracting methods. We did go out, we posted it in the newspaper. We also use Planet Bids, and I included the example from the newspaper from the e-edition just so you can see what that looks like. And then we did release the RFP for a period of 30 days. And then we also held interviews to ensure that what we read in the proposal that was submitted by each one of the firms was consistent with the interviews. And so in that panel, there was a representative from the library, there was a representative from PD, representative from recreation, and myself. And so these are the proposals that we received. So we received a proposal from the Imperial County Work Training Center. The amount of that proposal was $215,424. Second one was Milo Corporate Maintenance and Janitorial Services. The amount of the proposal was $207,024. And then Base Hill was, their proposal was at $200,718. Although Base Hill submitted the lowest monetary bid, the evaluation committee determined that Milo Corporate Maintenance and Janitorial Services was the lowest responsive and responsible bidder. And this was evidenced by not just their RFP, but their interview and how they answered the questions, how they're going to be carrying out their duties. And so they did that extremely well. And they included services such as exterior second story window cleaning, submitted a well-organized and detailed work plan, which was really important, how you're going to organize your work crew to be able to provide services to all facilities in a timely manner. They've also showed us through their references. They work with high security contracts. This includes the Imperial County Sheriff's Office, which is similar to our police station, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, which is particularly important given our police station and higher security. So with that said, I don't know if there are any questions from the mayor or the council, but we are recommending to award the bid to Milo Corporate Maintenance Janitorial Services.
So I have a question that I would imagine that for each different location, the scope of work would be different. With the police department having its on-site, there would be more detailed scope of work for the other locations.
Yes, that is correct. We do have, if the proposal that was included in the packet has a large table and exhibit, and it details by facility the work that is to be completed, and then what we anticipate in terms of hours or duration when the work should also be completed.
Okay, thank you much. Council, do you have any questions?
And so the reason Base Hill wasn't selected was why?
In their interview, there were moments where they said, we're not sure how we're going to organize this ourselves because they are a company that's from out of town, and they didn't demonstrate that they had sufficient workforce to accommodate the scope that we were asking.
And the last time that you were here, there were issues with we were notified here that there were issues with the previous company, and that was brought out here. So is there a way to address that so that, do you anticipate any of those problems, or will we have to,
yes,
will we be notified of anything like that?
Yes, we typically do, the companies that we've worked with in the past do surveys. They follow up with us. And also, in the event there are any issues, we work on our agreement and look at when there are grievances, we follow the steps in the agreement.
Okay, so then they'll know if they're not doing a good job, they'll know.
Yes.
There'll be communication and so forth, not like last time.
Yes, we
Okay.
currently use Base Hill. I'll give you an example. Base Hill currently holds our contract for parks.
Right.
And so when there have been insufficiencies, for example, I've received complaints from the dog park. They are memorialized through email, and then we meet with the company to inform them of the deficiencies and how they're going to address them.
Okay. Okay, and so Milo, this would be their first contract with the city? Is there any other
I'm not
contract
sure
that
if
they have?
if they've ever, yes, it would be.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Thank you. And I don't know if you want to say anything.
Thank you, sir. For right now, I don't think there'll be, it was a very detailed packet and you went through the interview process. So pretty much the questions we have been answered, but does panel have any questions for the owners?
I just had the same, I had the same question about Base Hill to say a word about that, so thank you.
Yes.
Done.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And if I could get a motion to, for this topic?
I will motion to approve the contract with Milo Janitorial.
I'll second.
Second?
Motion passes 5-0.
And item number 4, discussion of any necessary actions, city council assignments and committee. Who will be doing this one? Oh, that was me. So, as part of our annual reorg, we typically look at all the committees that we are on and that we work with either on a monthly basis or quarterly basis. And so there's a list here that we went through. The process was to make sure that all council had input and that they were able to select. For some, there'll be new committees, and for others, they'll be back on the committees that they're, which is always a good thing because we have continuity that way. So the first committee was the COVID-19 pandemic, and I've been advised that COVID-19 is over. So with that, I think we're going to go ahead and remove that committee for now. And if there's a need later on, it can be reinstated. Along with the Cannabis Task Force, it wasn't part of any resolution. So, and there has not been any meetings in the last several years. So we're removing that one as well. Moving forward, the Legislative and Funding Opportunity Task Force, the primary will be Councilperson Camarena, and the alternate will be Councilperson Carter. And the Public Safety Task Force, Councilman Ellett will be the primary, and I will be the alternate. The Downtown Ad Hoc Committee and Continuing Care of Homeless Services, Councilperson Carter will be the primary, and Councilperson Camarena will be the alternate. We did create a committee this year, which will be the Veterans Wellness Committee. I truly believe that working with the Councilperson Camarena will be the primary, I will be the second, but working with the veterans themselves and some of the locations that we have here and see if we can put a really good committee that has a lot of input will be beneficial to our special vet population here. Committees that would have a regular scheduled meeting, the Committee Enhancement Task Force, I will be on that as the primary, and Councilperson Marquine will be on there as well. Task Force to End Homelessness would be Councilperson Camarena and Councilperson Carter. The Finance Committee will be Councilperson Marquine and myself. And profit foundations, Friends of the Community Service Foundation will be Councilperson Mari Keen. For our evaluation panels for our city clerk, it'll be Councilperson Mari Keen and Councilman Ellett. And for the evaluation panels, it will be our Councilperson Carter and myself as on that committee. Moving on to our California League of Cities appointment, Transportation, Communication, Public Works and Safety Policy Committee will be Councilperson Carter. And our Revenue and Taxation Committee with the League of Cities will be Councilperson Camarena. And then our president, division president and California League of Cities will be Councilperson Marquine. Committees that are outside of our city, the CJPIA will be Councilperson Marquine and Councilperson Carter. Our ECRMC Board of Trustees will be all council members as it is currently. Air Pollution Control Advisory Committee will be Councilperson Ellett, and the alternate will be Councilperson Marikeen. And Air Advisory Committee, Councilman Ellett and myself as the alternate. Imperial County Film Industry will be Councilperson Carter and Councilperson Camarena as the alternate. Imperial Valley Regional Chamber of Commerce is Councilperson Camarena with the alternate of Councilperson Carter. United Way Emergency Food Shelter Program would be Councilperson Carter and myself as the alternate. Mexican Liaison, which would be Councilperson Camarena and Councilperson Marikeen. We're almost done. Citizen Advisory Committee, Alcindel Prison will be Councilman Ellett, and then Councilperson Camarena as the, is that an alternate? That's
It's an alternate, yes.
The IID 2-on-2, which would be myself, and then Councilperson Marquine. Under our Southern California Associated Governments, it would be myself and Councilperson Camarena. Camarena, yeah, correct. Our LAFCO representative will be Councilperson Marquine. And then under our ICTC LTA and SAFE and IVRMA will be myself and Councilperson Carter. So those are the committees for this 2026 year. Yeah. Does anyone already have any corrections on that, or did you input? No? Okay, very good. Do we have on the,
Yes, we need a vote, please.
oh, we need a vote on that?
Yes, it's
Okay.
an action item.
So I go ahead and get a motion for that item as read.
So I move that we accept the committees as read.
Second.
Motion passes 5-0.
All right, task force reports. Can I start with Councilmember Carter?
You got me. Okay. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I want to start off after hearing a tremendous amount of comments from the community. Unfortunately, I had to go back and review the videos of a lot of things that happened in December. So I want to respond to Councilmember Marikeen's remarks that she stated on January 6th. You mentioned our true commitment to ethical leadership. You mentioned when the cameras are on and off. You mentioned that we also include, this includes you as well, we have to hold ourselves to high ethical standards. You mentioned we have to lead by example. You mentioned we have to practice what we preach. You mentioned we have to that we can't make rules for others that we don't follow ourselves, which I strongly agree with. But you painted a picture to the community that yourself do not live by. Nobody is perfect. We all live in a glass house. We are all equal. And you stated this goes for the mayor. This goes for all of us, not just the mayor. The community is under the assumption that you were speaking for all council members, for all colleagues. You set the bar very high for people, for all the elected officials. But I've witnessed myself your unethical behavior by your off the camera. And it's very important that you take a look in the mirror before pointing the finger at somebody, because you have to remember that and be mindful that there's three pointing back at you. And I say that because when I can't even go into the store. It's ridiculous. Well, why does she feel this way? Or why does she say this? Or why does she say that? So I had to address it because it's very important that we have to understand that nobody's perfect and we all make mistakes. And you can't just point the finger at one person and say that, this is the way things should go. And it's as far as all elected officials. And then I wanted to touch bases on our goal setting as well. We had the goal setting meetings. The topic that I spoke on was the food desert on the east and the north side. Yes, I did. My suggestion is to open a store in that area would be beneficial for Hopeville and Heber as well. We are living in a time where things are very expensive, including rides across town and back and forth. We have to think about our underserved people, our senior citizens, and those that have disabilities that are not able to travel. And responding to you, Mr. Rodriguez, this is my lane. I work for the community, and this is their voice. This is what they wanted me to say. This is what they want to be heard. They want, a store over there. This is stuff that I hear. I hear it consistently, but I have to be that voice for them. And I also touched bases on the shelter that day. We talked about veterans. We talked about just a shelter for those who want help. But we did talk a lot about different things in our goal setting, but our next goal setting, hopefully we can get a lot more accomplished. Hopefully. And then I attended the policy committee meeting for the public safety. We focused on strengthening partnership with the state to improve public safety. They focused on this a lot. They said we adopted a committee that's going to go and talk to the people at state level, so that way all of our voices can be heard. Everybody in that room, we were able to take a tally. What do we want to say? What do we want to hear? What do we want to go forward? So it was very, very informative. And we talked about the investments to prevent and reduce homelessness and supply affordable housing. They talked about that too. We discussed the new laws, the technology restrictions, enforcement limitations, the overcrowding in the jail and prison. They had a speaker that came and wow, it's serious. It's very overcrowded. And then we had a speaker that came and talked about our juveniles too, that it's a lot going on with our juveniles. And they talked about the peace officers with their mental health and their wellness, that they're going to really focus on that because a lot of people don't want to step out and say that they're having issues or there's something wrong. So they're going to focus on getting this done in secrecy. So that way people will feel comfortable about getting help that is needed. And then they talked about the youth with the e-bikes. That's big everywhere. And they're having problems everywhere. So it's very good, informative meeting. And I enjoy being on this committee. Thank you.
Councilman Ellett?
Oh, sure. So the 22nd, Thursday the 22nd, some of us attended the ICTC General Assembly and a report and how they are deeply involved in our community and bring a lot of funding and to transportation and our streets. It was very good meeting, including Caltrans was there as well as others that really work together to help us with our transportation as well as our streets. Then this last, the 26th, this last Monday, we had a hospital meeting. We are the hospital board plus two others. And I just want to say that the transfer is moving along. And we want to, I encourage people to pray for the hospital, that this would go smooth, no surprises, no issues. We are deeply concerned about, our hospital and this happening, taking place in without any surprises, without any hitches. So just really want to put that out there, that's important for all of us, our entire community, our entire valley. The 29th, Thursday, some of us attended, well, Claudia and I attended the Imperial Valley Economic Development Corporation in Brawley. And there was a lot of good news. It was packed with a lot of folks and not too many elected officials, but there are people in Taiwan and Japan that are wanting to invest billions of dollars in this country and are looking at us and our county specifically because of our resources and our location. And it's just a very good thing to be aware of, that we have a lot of opportunities in our county. So that was very encouraging to hear. And again, this Friday was our goal settings. We already mentioned already. It was very informational, and we've got a lot of work to do. And I just want to put a plug in for 2026 being our 250th anniversary of this country. And that is significant. And so that's on the list. So that's all. Thank you. Oh, I just do want to say, really, I really do support law enforcement. These deaths that have taken place with ICE involvement are tragic. When you take someone that is carrying a weapon that is illegal and you confront law enforcement, you are basically committing suicide. It's very tragic. It's very sad to see, but I support law enforcement. If we want to support lawlessness, we're going to see big problems in our country that are going to destroy this country. Thank you.
Councilmember Markey?
So since our last council meeting, my gosh, this calendar is full. Community Enhancement Task Force, lengthy meeting. Some of those items will come before council within its due time. I was also, because I'm the alternate city representative on LAFCO, we had a LAFCO meeting. Basically this is just, at this particular meeting, a lot of just standard policy presentations, so for the agency itself. I was also in attendance at the ICTC General Assembly and had some presentations by Caltrans and SCAG representatives. And so, a lot of the huge projects that are going on and coming to the Valley are very much needed and very impressive. So I'm happy about that. So as Councilmember Ellett mentioned, we also had our ECRMC board meeting. We anticipate, there's no guarantees, that the asset transfer agreement will be finalized hopefully in March. And then we will hopefully transition the hospital into the new healthcare district. And then at that point, once our work is done, then we will no longer be hospital trustees because it'll all transition over to the Imperial Valley Healthcare District. So looking forward to that. We also had a homeless task force meeting, our goal setting workshop. And last Saturday, I was also in attendance at Lincoln Elementary School's 75th anniversary celebration. That was special because I was a student at Lincoln Elementary. And so I have to give credit to the principal, Lupita Perez, and one of the staff assistants, I think she works in the office, Mrs. Alice Quesada, who put together a display of all of the class pictures from the beginning to current classes at Lincoln. I have to say they did a really good job. So that concludes my report.
Thank you much. Mayor Pro Tem?
Good evening, everyone. I also attended the same, almost the same meetings as everyone. But I also had the opportunity of attending my first Cal City's Revenue and Taxation Policy Committee on the 22nd of January. And I walked into a big vote of apparently some issues that they had been trying to address for a year and a half. I voted no on what would have been agreeing to the reduction of the restructuring of the Bradley Burns local sales and use tax allocation applicable to e-commerce transactions for our city. The recommendation was, if I voted yes, that I was in agreement to a decrease in the amount of monies that would be coming to our city. And it was first said less than 10%, and then they said 5%, but anything to take away from our city is something detrimental, especially with our unemployment rate. There are other cities as well that were impacted here in the valley, and one that was not, but we are a part of a group of people who will be submitting a letter of opposition to Cal Cities, saying that we are not for this because, like I said, we just cannot willingly accept to have any monies that are coming to our city decreased at all. And was part of the goal setting as well that we all went to, in agreement with Councilmember Carter, who stated about the food desert that's in that area, also for Hopeville and Heber area as well. We did speak on rezoning. We did take a drive out there with city employees. We did speak about bringing in new business in that area. There are some businesses that specialize in just neighborhood mini markets. And I know that just as we have Walmart centers that have just neighborhood marts, these other grocery stores have the same as well. And it's always with the end thing is to make sure that they're getting the best deal possible. And we also spoke about city beautification, especially with the avenues that enter into our city. We have the Evan Hughes area, we have the Dogwood area, we have all the area on both sides of Interstate 8 that people identify our city with when they're driving through. Those are things that we're looking at because we don't want to be that city. We're a beautiful city, we're a beautiful community, and we want people to see that when they're driving through. Another area would be the north side entrance, the crossroad entrance coming in from Imperial. That area also needs some work and so forth. And so we do have let's see, a request in for beautification in those areas, not on the north side one, but I know we're working on Evan Hughes up until Dogwood. So the other thing would be addressing the homeless. I'm very glad that Mayor Crankshaw implemented the Veterans Wellness Committee. He has some great ideas for Veterans Day that I'm sure he'll share when he's ready, but we do need to take care of our veterans as well and see what help we can give. And one of the things that we spoke about and have spoken about even with IVCCC is seeing how we as a city can help. I know in other cities they call them veteran villages, but being able to have some type of area so we can treat them and help them and maybe have them reunited with family and so forth. So those are things that we're discussing. They're not in any type of implementation stage. We're still speaking on some of those things. Let me see if there's anything else. The other thing would be obviously we need to fast track solutions to housing in general. And one of the ideas that I brought up and I don't know exactly where we're at right now on that. I know Councilmember Carter and myself spoke about rezoning the downtown area, which would not include Main Street, but would include State Street and Broadway from 4th Street to 8th to see if it's possible to be able to have some multiple housing units placed there. And that would also assist with the downtown area being able to bring hopefully some work there. We do have some business incentives. I know we've been saying it for a while, but it's under review again, that are coming in to be able to waive fees for downtown, for businesses that will relocate to downtown or open in downtown. And so as soon as we're able to bring that out, we'll be reading that hopefully next, I don't know if next meeting, but hopefully within the next two. And those are things that we're looking at because we want El Centro to be open for business. We want El Centro to address the housing need, not just the homeless people, but there's people that are in danger of becoming homeless. And we need to have some type of apartments and housing addressed as well. And I think, let me just look real quick. And of course, always just economic development, being able to bring business here so our residents who don't want to move away can stay here and make a decent living and keep their families here. And just want to address Mr. Ramon Chavoy's comment. I'm not aware, haven't been noticed, I'm not aware of what you're talking about, but I'd be glad to speak with you afterwards. It's always important to be able to have the other side to know, because sometimes I understand there's actions that are willful, but sometimes it's just the absence of the information that hinders discussion. So I'll be available afterwards. But those are my reports. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I've had the opportunity to go to several of the same functions, very vital to the city, vital to information passed that allows us to make informed decisions. One of the things I do want to put out is the Veterans Wall project is moving in the right direction, and a lot of all the accolades go to the staff for doing that. It's a very important project. I think it's just going to enhance what we've already started there, and everyone is putting forth the effort for that. It's great. Beautification of the city was certainly part of the strategy of our city. We're trying to be more attractive, which also attracts the businesses in which we're looking at, which it raises the economy. So it's a very domino effect. One of the things I know that Pro Tem Cameron said that we had quite a bit of information going on in our strategy meeting. But we also looked at as there's a strong desire for a large youth sports pavilion that we would love to find acreage for and start working in that direction. One of the things I think is the most exciting yet frustrating part is a good idea does not become realized for about 3 years. So it's like, yeah, let's do this. And then it's like, wow, it's a different council. We are in the police department is a beautiful building, and it's something to a sight to be seen. But typically, it was the council 3 or 4 years ago who got that ball rolling, and we are having the fire department as well. You guys were prior to that. We have a beautiful library. We're a young or newer council. I want to say young, but we're a newer council. Those who've been on it longer had more involvement in this, but certainly we're glad to get it across the finish line. But it was the work of people prior to us that really got that off the ground. So I wanted to say one more mention here. The 2026 Mardi Gras Parade and Street Fair, the city of El Centro invites the community to celebrate Mardi Gras 2026 with a series of festive events in the downtown El Centro. The Mardi Gras King and Queen coronation ceremony honoring King Jaime, is that Honan? Honan?
Honan.
Okay. and Queen Viviana will be taking place Thursday, February 19th from 5 to 8 at City Hall Courtyard, which is right outside the doors, excuse me. Celebrations continue on Saturday, February 21st with the Mardi Gras Light Parade and Street Festival from 5 to 9. In the downtown El Centro featuring the parade begins at 6 p.m. Live entertainment, food vendors, games, friendly activities. Residents and visitors are encouraged to attend and be a part of the signature community celebration. Look on our social media pages for more information.
Mayor Crankshaw, can I add to that?
Sure.
So the Friends of El Centro Community Foundation will be selling Julian apple pies at the street fair, at the Mardi Gras Street Fair that evening. So we will have a booth along with all the other vendors. So the pies will be selling for $25 a piece, and they're one of our fundraising efforts, to help support the youth activities throughout the city. So please support the cause. Thank
Now,
you.
these are stamped, meaning they did come from Julian.
Oh, yes.
Okay, all right. Just
No, they
making
will
sure.
be picked up and
Okay.
delivered to the street fair that same day. Picked up from Julian and delivered to the street fair that day.
Mara, did I do it all right? Okay, we're good. All right, with that ends our, oh, I'm sorry, no, it does not. I did this last time. City manager's report.
I'll keep it brief. Some great news going on. We talked about infrastructure and the time that it takes to get things going on. Everybody gets to really kind of see what's built above ground, but very few of us get to see what's built below ground. So want to congratulate and thank our Public Works Department for really kind of seeing the Southern Lift Station through to completion. It's open and operational now. We have experienced a reduction and in some cases, complete elimination of some of the odors in the Liberty Wake area as a result of the expansion. It's going to provide a lot of increased reliability to our infrastructure, and we take it for granted sometimes that when we flush the toilet, it flushes, or we turn the faucet on, that water runs and it's clean and meets all of our requirements. So huge thank you to our group there. I also want to highlight that, on the heels of some of the discussions we've had in our team building and in several of the past meetings, this really opens up a lot of growth to the southeast area of the city and provides connectivity to our sewer system that was not provided to certain areas within the city that have been annexed through our growth. So it really does provide a lot of future proof to the city, but it also provides a desperately needed service to some of our residents that prior didn't have the ability to take advantage of that. And then two other items. Fraser Field, I sent everybody on council this morning or this afternoon. I shared with you photographs of the batting cages that have gone in. Our Parks and Recs department and everybody, along with really takes a team effort. But Adriana shared those photos with me, and I thought it was very important that you see the progress that's being made to get our youth some fields that they're deserving of, to be out there and playing the baseball areas. And the project is certainly in motion and moving along. Gomez Park, we have not forgotten about that. We are working through a number of obstacles, and moving that project forward is certainly a very high priority for not only council, but for our staff as well. So in the very near future, you'll see more to come on that. Again, these projects, they take a lot longer and they have a lot more headaches than sometimes we anticipate, but staff is working feverishly. It's kind of like the duck on the pond. You see the calm above the water, but you don't see them kicking underneath. So they're working on all these projects. So again, thank you for all that, staff, and thank you, council, for allowing us to be a part of those projects and really kind of putting those to fruition. And with that, I'm finished for the night.
Yeah, I would state that some of these projects we are very eager. Gomez Park would be certainly one of them to get across the finish line, and certainly if we can anticipate all the hiccups that come with projects, then we would be really well positioned. But that's not always the case. Those things are sometimes unforeseen. Regardless, we have an obligation and we have a commitment by a really great staff to get this work done, and we're looking forward to making sure that happens sooner than later. So, okay, does anyone have anything else? Seeing none, that will conclude the meeting.